Hi guys, welcome back. So in today's video is a client tutorial, and at the end of the video I decided to add two more lip colors or lip options just in case you weren't comfortable with the orange. I wanted to go for a bright orange look because it is spring summer, and I feel like a lot of people always want to find a way to incorporate that into their look, so stay tuned for that. Right now I'm just cleaning her face with my micellar water from Garnier, and I'm using just a regular cotton swab or cotton pad. I always like to do this before any makeup I do on anybody. I just want to make sure I don't have any dirt residue left over on the skin to disturb what I'm laying down. So right now I'm just going in with the eye cream, and it's a cooling eye cream too, so it's just gonna cool her under eye and depuff anything. And I like for the under eye to be the most hydrated. I don't like the under eye to be dry because I feel like usually that's what causes creases and it looks really dry under the eye. So now I'm just going in with one of my favorite moisturizers for combo to dry skin, and I'm just applying that all over her face. Like I said, I wanted her face to be very hydrated. I could always powder down, but I don't like my clients to feel, dry. They can look matte, but I don't like them to feel dry. So with the eye cream that I added, now I'm just securing it. You don't have to do this. It's really not necessary. And I don't do this to every client. It just depends on what the client needs or if they want it. And I'm just basically using this as an extra step and locking that eye cream that I have. So I'm just going to leave it there. The cool thing about this eye patch or this under eye mask is the longer it stays, all that hydration sinks into the under eye and it thins out, so it evaporates into the skin basically. So now I'm just filling in her eyebrows, and I'm filling in any sparse hairs. I'm not overlining, I'm not giving her a dramatic brow, I'm not creating a whole new brow. I'm just filling in any sparse hairs that she has, and I'm doing it neatly, and I didn't have to clean up anything. I didn't use concealer. I just used a pencil, and I'm using the spoolie to feather out her brows, and that's all I did for the brows, nothing else. So next I am gonna go in with a eyeshadow primer, and the one I chose is from e.l.f. I really actually like this, and it lasts long. I use it personally too. I have my own personal one, and I have really oily lids, and I really love it. So I'm going in with this palette. I'm not sure what it is. I have a lot of palettes in my kit, and either it's BH Cosmetics or it's Morphe. It's one of them. I didn't want to go too heavy on color on the eye because I knew I was focusing a bright color on her lips, so I didn't want to go too bright on the eyes. So I kind of went in with that peachy mauve color. I don't even know how to describe that color, but where the arrow is pointing at, that's what I'm using. I'm using it in her crease and all over her lids. I'm using basically, honestly, just 3 colors on her lids, and they all mirror and tie in with each other. So I'm using that mauve and purple. Between those, I dabbed my brush in both colors and dusted off. So I just placed it on her eyelids and in her crease like I did with the base color, and I'm just blending everything out so it's not too much on her eyes. And now I'm going in with another favorite thing from e.l.f. Is a precision eyeliner. It's a liquid eyeliner, and as you guys can see, it makes eyeliner so easy, and I honestly love this thing. The mascara I use right there is the Maybelline Black is Black mascara, the one that comes in a green and pink bottle. And right now I'm just going in with the sheer fluid. This is a highlighter, depending on how you like to use it. I'm just putting it all over her skin or all over her face, and I blended it in to give luminosity to her face. And now I'm going in with the Lancome Teint Idole, and I'm just buffing it all in her skin. This is the shade 550, by the way. I'm just buffing it in, and I know you guys saw me like swipe a lot on. That was just one pump and I shared it out. I used very light hand, so it's not heavy at all. She told me she didn't feel like she had anything on. So I'm just correcting the under eye circle that she had, like a little darkness. I don't know if you guys remember seeing it just now, but her under eye was dark and she wanted me to cover that. So I lightly went in with the orange color and I just blended it out. She honestly didn't need too much and I didn't put too much. And once I blend it out, you guys will see it blends flawlessly. And honestly, I didn't have to add concealer. I could have just, you know, powdered her down and she would have been fine, honestly. But I added a little bit of concealer after blending this corrector away, and it just gave her added coverage. So you always, you know, tweak stuff to your under eye. You don't have to put anything there. You know, you could just put foundation and set it with powder and call it a day. And I'm using a concealer from Ruby Kisses that is barely a shade lighter than her. I don't like over highlighting. I'm not really into the whole over highlighting thing, especially on my clients. So now I'm just gonna blend it out to where it looks seamless, and we're just gonna set it with powder. And my favorite powder to set anything on anybody, it doesn't matter what skin tone. Certain people I don't have to set with powder. I really don't. It just maybe certain areas. And I use the RCMA no color powder to set it. After I blend everything all out, you guys will see. It literally has like no pigment. And I know I always get this question when I tell people there's a difference between translucent and no color. So I'm just using a blending brush or a crease brush to really get underneath her eyes where if I didn't set it, it may crease. And I'm just dusting it off. I'm not baking. I don't bake. Just anywhere that I think will crease, I'm just setting it. And then in the larger areas, I'm just going in with a fluffy blush brush. And I'm just using that to set under her eyes. And that is really all the setting I did for the under eye. So now to give her face some dimension, I'm going in with that gray contour color. It's really an eyebrow palette, but I use it for contour. And sorry if you guys can hear that. That's the train. And I use a very light hand. And with no product on that fluffy brush, I'm just buffing everything out so there are no harsh lines. Whenever you're doing something like this, maybe on someone else or on yourself, you always want to make sure you blend out. And I'm using this really pink sheer illuminating blush on her cheeks. And with no product on the brush I use for her contour, I just go in to blend and swirl the blush and the contour area together. And remember, depending on the way your face is shaped or what your face look like, you don't really have to contour. So here I go in with the lips. I used two different colors. I used Topless and I used Upside Down from ColourPop. They are both matte X colors. And the first one I used, it was a little too, like it was too not patchy, but it was just a little too pale of an orange. So I just ended up mixing them together. I used some random brown eyeliner and I added top over it. I added gloss over the top of it, over the lips, and that's what made it glossy. And now I'm just using brow gel from Milani to set her eyebrows in place. And that was that. So that purple color, I'm using it because I felt like her eyes was a little too bare for me. So I just smoked out her lower lash line. Just a tad bit, nothing too heavy. And to mirror and tie in her orange lip, I just added a peachy orange in her inner corner and lower lash mascara, and that was it for that. That's honestly all I did for this look. And obviously I used the setting spray. I don't remember what setting spray I used. We let her hair down and you guys will see the other lip colors that we used. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you like these kind of videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.